If you want to see how we turn this into this, stick around. Alright guys, welcome to episode number 3 or 4. What are we on, Luke? 4? And as requested, or as promised, we're going to be doing a landscape lighting episode. So me and Luke are headed to get lights and get wires and get connections and everything we need for that. But at the moment, it is 9 in the morning and Luke's already hungry, of course. So he decided he just needed a little snack. But that's a whole sandwich. It's a whole sandwich, bro. It's all right. Pretty good. Alright, so me and Luke have spent the last 3 hours running around collecting supplies that we need for this job. But we're here and we're ready to get started, so let me give you a little overview. So they've got path lights, and the path lights actually look really great. They're really well spaced out. The only problem is they have some uplights. This uplight here, there was a tree here. It's no longer here, so now it's shining in the window, which is a big no-no. And then you got these two lights here, and I'm not even sure where that one shines, but this one's shining at you. As soon as you walk out the door, you're getting hit in the face with a light. Also a big no-no. So we're going to move those, probably move that one as well, and then we're going to add 7 new ones. So we're going to move the 3 here and replace one, and then we're going to add 7 more to really light this house. All right, so this light actually doesn't work, so we're going to replace it, and then we're going to add 2 lights here and there. So the problem is these bushes, so we're going to trim these bushes back just a little bit. That way we can get our lights in there and really graze this house. So look, he's brought his arch nemesis. Go get it started. Will you trim those back real quick? And then this too, just get them off the house. Okay. Probably like this one needs to come back all the way to like right here, and then cut this off right there. It'll be fine. What we want to do is kind of come off of this about 18 inches. Should be like right in here. The problem is I'm worried about this bush is going to kind of, it'll hit it some, but I think it'll be okay. We can hit that beam straight up the house there. So that one, ow, gosh, that bush. We'll do one right there. We need another one right there to replace that one. And then we need to find the wire and kind of remove these rocks back so I can run my wire and then cover them. I want to get these leaves out here too. Alright, so what I think I want to do is I'll come off wide of these bushes, that way we can hit the peak for one and then not be blocked by these bushes. But I might need to trim this one up just a little bit more. It's still laying right here. Alright, so this one's getting replaced. I've not actually ever seen these kind of clips, so I'm not sure what they did here. But unfortunately, they put it underneath their landscape fabric, which makes it difficult for us to tie into. What I like to do, especially for like new installs, is once I lay my fabric down and I got my plants arranged, I put my wire on top of that. That way it's easier to access if we ever need to add lights or maintenance them. But it's gonna make it a little harder, I think. unfortunately. So landscape lighting is probably one of, if not my favorite service that we offer. And the only thing I don't like, or it makes it difficult, is adding lights to beds that are mature and didn't have lights planned for those specific areas. So we had to do a little trimming on these bushes. The wire that they used, I'm coming in behind somebody else's work, so the wire that they use is different than what we typically use. So there's a lot of little variables that's going on. So we're gonna do our best to make it work and get this place lit up correctly. All right. So take your stake, 18 inches. Feed it down in there. And then we got our light. And this is a brushed bronze Pro Trade bullet light, or up lights, accent lights, whatever you want to call them. And so we're going to try to graze this wall, aim straight from the top of that peak up there. All right, so me and Luke was we thought this was the last light right here, and we were going to jump off this light and go to ours and then connect to the other one over here in the corner. But then we noticed the wire ran over here. I didn't see this light. There used to be a tree here. I guess they had one little up light on it. Let's check this out. Just tape the end of it. It's low voltage, so it's not like you're gonna get electrocuted, but I guess technically if this was a mulch bed instead of a rock bed, it could be fire hazard. That's not good, Luke. Where's the snips at? Let's go ahead and cut it off right here. All right, so I think we're figuring out how all this wiring went. They came around these path lights, ended on that last spotlight, and then ran a jump over here to this one that was messed up. And ended there, I guess. That was their end on that side. No, that don't make sense, Luke, because that wire was cut in the middle. We cut it in the middle, so where's this one going? All right, so I figured out what they've done. The plan was to jump off from where that one spotlight was, bring its wire here, connect to our light, and then run a jump to here and end it. But it looks like what they did was, I found this wire, is that they have wired in all of these path lights to jump wire, and then they have like a main trunk line here. But the problem is, I don't know if you can see that, is that they just taped it together. This ain't good. All right, so we got that light in. We took out a light that wasn't working. I didn't even know it was there. And now Luke's got all this wire buried. So now we're going to add this light and shine it up this way and kind of fully illuminate this wall. If for some reason, I think I might, with these two shooting angles this way, these bushes kind of blocking this middle path, I may take that one that's aimed at the window and put it in the middle and just let it shoot up and fill this wall up. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then we've got two lights to go here, one to go there, and then we're gonna move these two to the bed by the driveway. I don't know if you can see this barberry bush here, but these little hypodermic needle of barbs do not feel good working beside. All right, so I had Lukey remove this light that was around a tree and took it over there. So that way, those two lights shining up that peak, and you got one, so that full side will be illuminated. As far as this side goes, that wall's not perfectly even. And so I think what I'm gonna do, instead of angle and grazing up this way towards the window, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring them back off the house and shoot straight up on each side of that window. All right, now I've got to figure out, I assume these lights, all that were in here, end right here. So I assume if I find, yeah, right here it is, I think. Yep. This light ends with this wire right there. That's, oh my goodness. That's gonna be tight, trying to tie this in right here, because we got to put a light right there. So the reason why we chose this brand, this is a Pro Trade, okay? This is kind of a mid-tier brand, and lighting, especially landscape lighting, you can go to the moon as far as being expensive. And it all depends on what the light's capable of doing and the materials it's made of. These are all aluminum housings, and then they're painted whatever color you want. These are brushed bronze, which is to match the lights they have already. But the reason why I chose this brand, which is not a fancy brand by any means, is because they're going to be hidden. They're going to be behind the bushes. You're not going to see them. The only thing that matters is their lights and the way that they're placed. So that's kind of the reason why we went this route, and also it helped on the price for the customer. And landscape lighting can be expensive, especially when you're going to light your house the right way. I mean, you see how many lights are here. We've added 7, and they probably have another 10 or so, and that can get expensive pretty quick. So anyway, we can save a little money and also keep the house looking good is I think is a good thing. Here's a problem we're having with these, all these ends. It's been taped. I assume the hot side of this wire, it looks like it's discolored. It's been corroded or something where they only taped it, they didn't waterproof it. So what I'm gonna do is that these are these little screw-on clips. I took that off, and I'm gonna cut it back here further where it wasn't exposed, and hopefully that'll do it, and I can just add this clip back on further back down the line, I guess. So we're gonna try that. Lucky here's turning into the professional landscape lighter. He's done put both these lights in for, and I just tested them and they're working. So I was talking to the customer and was explaining everything we've done. The only thing we have left to do is this wall wash here. I'm gonna try to glow this wall, but kind of faint glow. I don't want it to be super bright and take away from the main house, which should be the showpiece of the whole lighting design. And then we've got to move these 2 lights and take them across the driveway to the bed over there. All right, so we got the last light in. This is a wall wash, and it's going to glow this wall up behind these bushes. We've got all of our spotlights in, and the ones that need to be replaced. And the only thing left to do in this bed is to remove these lights and move them across the driveway. All right, so I'm removing these lights, and the homeowner mentioned that sometimes that our lights they would work up to this point, and then these lights will all be off, and so she'd have to come over here and step on this, and then turn the lights on. So I assumed it was a short in the wires, and it was. These Kirschler clips, they're waterproof clips, so they're kind of weird looking. These 2 wires were loose in there, so when I picked it up, it just all came apart. So that was a problem there, but we're going to connect these wires back together and then start at that last path light, run down the driveway and across to that next bed. Well, me and Lukey ran out of wire about 5 feet short, and so we had to stop by our favorite store, Ace, of course, and get some more. And so now we're headed back, and we're gonna get this job finished up. Ain't that right, Lukey? Yep. All right, so me and Lukey's got this wire ran through that suspense joint. We're gonna connect that bed to this bed. We'll add this light, and one of the lights that we took out of the bed over there is going right over there, and we'll shine that bush. All right, so the last thing that we have to do is I have to move the transformer. It was mounted right here. You can see how it's basically on the ground. It's hard to see, so I'm gonna try to move it on up the wall so they can access it a little easier. and we'll plug everything up, test it, see if it works, and then tonight I'll come back and make final adjustments and make sure everything looks good. Well, me and Lukey's done. Now that's all that's left to do is to come back and tonight and check out how it looks, and then do any kind of adjustments that needs to be done. That's it. We'll see you tonight when it's dark. All right, let's go check it out and see what it looks like. All right, I think it looks great. Let me do a few adjustments, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. I especially love the area over by the by the driveway where our little sign's at. That looks really good. So let me do a couple adjustments, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. So a lot of people think landscape lighting is just putting lights in the ground so you can see at night, but that's really not what it is. More lights doesn't always mean better lighting. If they're in the wrong place, or the wrong angle, or the wrong brightness, you don't actually gain security or beauty, you just get a glare. Good landscape lighting is layering, it's shadows and depth, and guiding your eye to the parts of the house that deserve attention. Now, I wouldn't call myself a master at lighting design by any means, but I do know what bad lighting looks like. And I think we turned this into something that actually fits the home. Now, instead of random bright spots and dark gaps, the house feels finished, and honestly, a lot safer too. And that's the goal. Not just lights for the sake of lights, but lighting with a purpose.